Hey, this is Professor Homa. Welcome to part 2 of your research paper exercise. We're going to start a source list. We're only going to have 3 of them, but we're going to make a source list so we can insert citations and a bibliography into your research paper. So far we did the formatting where we have our centered title, our title page information, and we also have a header that exists from page 2 and all the other additional pages on here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to use our sources. I have some things in blue that are standing out so you can see where they're at, so you know where to put this. So we're going to delete these and then put new sources in there. So if you want, I'm just going to highlight this and hit delete, and I'll put a period here because it is going to go in between the period and the quote. And also if it's showing up in blue, you could take it out of that. So I'll take it out of that blue color and just put it on automatic, or you could fix that later. Now what I'm going to do is insert my first source. Now I have to make my source list first before I can actually put my citation in there, because remember, the citation is just like a little pointer to the area on your bibliography. It's like a little shortcut. So what I'm going to do is go to my references tab, and this area is where we're going to do our work primarily, citations and bibliography. And the first thing you want to do is make sure you're working in MLA 6th edition. So there's a little list here, and you could go down. You may have done something in the past in APA. I've worked in APA as well, but we're going to work in MLA 6th edition for Warren, and obviously check with your professor in case that changes or he tells you which one to use, but we're going to use 6th edition. So that'll show up there in 6th edition, and what we're going to do is we're going to create a source list. So I'm going to go and manage sources. Now I have some things here I'm actually going to delete, so I have nothing in my current list. I have some things over here that I did since I recorded this another time, and they all became... Alright, so what I'm going to do here is, if you have anything in your current list, you could delete them. We're going to add sources to your current list here, and we're going to hit new each time. Now I have some other ones here because I worked on this before and I had a problem when I was recording, so you know, I could get rid of these, or I may just use them just so I don't have to type them in again, because I think they're actually done. But I'm going to try to do this from scratch just so you see what they look like. Now what you're going to do is you're going to hit new, and you're going to make a new source. And the type of source is going to be under here is going to be a website. So that's the first thing. It might come up by default, or you may have to do that. Author, you're going to type in author, and the first one is T. Michael Testa. Okay, and then you're going to do name of web page, year, and all that. And you might say, well, can't I just go to my other document and copy and paste all that? Here's the problem. If you go over here and try to do that, it doesn't let you do that while you're in this dialog box. So you either have to type things in, or if you close out of here, you can go back, you could copy and then go back in here and paste. So for example, if I hit OK here and close this, I can open up my other document, and I'm going to go up here to my first source, and I'm going to highlight that first source here, and I'm going to copy it, and then I could go back to my other document and go to manage sources, and there's the one I started. So here I'm worried about the current list here, not this master list, the current list. And then I'll just hit edit, and now I could go down here, and this is the URL, which is the address of the website. So I'm going to paste that in there, and there's my URL. Okay, name of web page, things like that. Now again, I don't want to have to close this, go back and copy and paste things. So if you have it written down, or if you had it printed out, then you could go in and type this. So I'm going to go through here and put these things in, but I'm going to pause this so you don't have to watch me type. Okay, I'm back after typing these in, and here's my finished source, the Testa T. Michael. See, it formatted it correctly in here after I typed it in. Software review, : that's my title, the name of the web page. The year that is published on it, you should see year published on the page. If you don't, you could leave it blank, or check at the bottom of the article. Year access, that's when I looked at it on the web. So that was February 21st back in the spring, and here's the URL. So that's everything I need for here, and that's my first source. So I'm going to close this and just show you how to insert a source, and then you could do your other ones. So I think this is where my first source was, right after instruction. And to insert a citation, I'm just going to go here, insert citation, and choose this T. Michael Testa. Now I even have it from a little drop down here, and I just insert it, and it just says Testa. And now if you're working in 2000 2011 or 2010 Office, they do have a feature where you could right click on here and edit, update your citation right from here. But I'm going to try to do it backwards compatible, so I'm just going to do it in compatibility mode using the older version. Or if you're using a Mac too, we won't have that update source kind of thing. So it just inserts it in here. If you have to change anything, you could go to manage source and update it there, and double check, because if, let's say you had the name wrong or something, you might just have to delete this and reinsert it again. So that's my source here, and I think I have this again, or no, I only use this one time. So that's the end of that one. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert my second source, which is going to be that, I think, the Blog Critics one. Let me just go look here. This is my second source, the Wikipedia one. So I think I'm going to use that twice. So this is the information you're going to need. Type of source, Wikipedia. You know, and if you printed this out, it might be easy enough just to, you know, type it in, other than the URL. And you know what? I'm going to start the second one. I'm going to highlight this, and I'm going to copy. And notice I'm doing it before I open up that Manage Source dialog box. But I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to go back to my other document, and I'm going to create a new source by going Manage Sources. And I'm going to go over here to this side. And you probably won't have this over here. This is maybe blank over here, and I'm going to hit New, and I'm going to go down here. Since I just copied this, I'm going to paste this, and I'm going to paste in my URL, and then I'm going to put in my author, which I'm just calling Wikipedia, and then I'll put Camtasia Studio as my name of web page, and then I'll pause here. I'll fill out the rest of the information, and then I'll show you how to insert that. Alright, here I am back with my Wikipedia. Here's all my information. 2012, July 9th, 2012, July 25th, and there's my URL that I pasted. So this source is now done, and if I hit OK, there's my second source in my list. And if I close this, I could go insert it. I could go down here. Here's my first Wikipedia source, and I'm just going to delete. And now I'm going to insert it, insert citation, and choose Wikipedia. And there it is. I'll have to put my period after the end there. And there's my Wikipedia source. And I think I have one more Wikipedia source. I'll scroll down here, highlight this. Those are my kids, if you hear that banging noise. And I'll insert my source here, or my citation, I should say, Wikipedia, and a period. And if it's coming out in blue, I'll just highlight through all this, go to my Home tab, and just make sure that I turn off the blue color and put it on automatic. So that's my second source, and I'm gonna now create a third source by going back to my References tab, Manage Sources, and I'm gonna hit New, and I'm gonna create my source now for this one here. It's the source 3 on your sheet. It's from CNET at the bottom. So I'm going to put that information in, and I'll pause while I do that. Okay, I'm back for this part, and you can see everything I entered for the CNET one, and I think I'm going to delete the staff from there, because when it shows up in the paper, I tried it last time, it puts staff. I'd rather have it just say CNET. So I'm going to just edit that so it says CNET, and that's my third source. So here I have, and it says, do you want to update it? I'm going to hit yes. So here's my 3 sources that are here. Okay, and I'll just hit close, and for my last one now, here's my CNET one. I'm just going to highlight this information, hit delete, and I'm going to insert citation and choose the CNET one. And that came in blue, so I'll just highlight it and make it black. And I could right click here if I want to change the color as well. And I'll get rid of the extra space. So notice down here it's quote. And actually, I want to change this, so I'm going to cut this. Actually, the period should be after your source. So I'm going to remove that period in here, and it should look like this. It should end in a quote. There should be CNET, or whatever your citation is, and then your period. So that's inserting our 3 sources. So again, what we did is manage sources. We did new 3 times. We created our sources from scratch. We tried to copy and paste URLs as much as we could, but we couldn't just jump back and forth. And then once we do that, we could just insert. They become, our sources now are part of this list that we could just insert anywhere we want. So for anybody who's ever done papers without using software like this, this is pretty easy to do. The last thing we're going to do is generate a bibliography.